Hello there, Chocolate Muffin. Today we're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some altcoin news with some juicy information for you. There is a little bit of a Bitcoin pump that has happened in the most recent session. As you've seen, we're up like 3% on Bitcoin. But what's most interesting is we are still in that little mental illness zone. This is the daily chart. Everybody is waiting to see, is this September going to be a poopy town or is it going to be better than before? Remember, we have had 6 red Septembers in a row. Now, it's funny, we are actually up, yay, 1.46%. So we are a bit up, but you know, we can technically finish green around here and it will still be a very big, boring month. We are also seeing ChainLink have a surprising show of strength for the first time in its life. It's actually up a bit. I just want to remind you, friends, that with ChainLink, there is more fundamental news coming out. It has like god tier fundamentals, but we know from all the videos that you like, subscribe, press the bell button and all, you know that it has nothing to do with these fundamentals during these times. It's all about Bitcoin and Ethereum liquidity and the price sentiment that's linked to how we have a perception of value during this bear market in crypto. And this chart here is the total 3, so total altcoin index, and it's on a monthly. As you can see, we are in this little poopy McPoop town. We had a bit of a poopy McPoop town back in the day as well in 2018, 2019. It went on for quite some time, man. That was like 700 days from these lows. If you do 700 days, you walk forward, it puts us around the Bitcoin halving of April 2024. We're getting there pretty close. You know, the previous bear market, it felt like it went on forever, but that's because you had the most insane 2017 of all time. We're never going to see an altcoin season like this ever again, friends. It was literally 12 months of insanity going up. From the charts, from the media, from everything going around back there. That was the early majority, crossing the chasm. That was actually 2017. Unfortunately, we're not going to get that. We're going to have to deal with diminished returns, but fingers crossed, there's still a chance that we get a lot of different alt seasons that we can take advantage of. And speaking of alt seasons, I want to remind you, okay, the crowd, my friends, my other peanut brains, I know what you want. You want to see more coins appear. More coins. I want new coins, fresh coins. Here's the problem, man. The problem is your win rate is 1% right now. It's 1%. You know, when Bitcoin and Ethereum are screaming up higher with multiple monthly green candles, your win rate goes up to literally like 30 to 40%. Almost 100% if you actually think about it. It's just that right now, there are too many coins to choose from. Look at these potential narratives. ZK proofs, modular blockchains, account abstraction. I made videos on this to go through every single one. There's 12 here, man. You know, this is not even including gaming, resurgence of the NFT JPEGs, more other DeFi, mid-curve DeFi, liquid staking stuff. They're not even on here. This is incomplete. These are just new narratives. There are other ones. It could add up like 18. Now, friends, just do the math with this. 18 by 10 coins, you have a selection of 180 coins to go through. How on earth are you going to figure out anything? You have no idea. And this is the worst part. You can find something with super strong fundamentals, like blockchain interoperability. Someone makes a new advancement. But what if real-world assets is the next narrative to go next year? That means you've wasted months, precious months, to learn about blockchain interoperability, and it all for nothing. It was literally all for nothing. So what do we do? Well, actually, you know what to do. You got to keep your fluffy slippers on. Because even though we have our core coins that we love and respect, I'd like you to know something. In the Bitcoin halving year, which we are waiting for, there is usually a pop-up in January. It's the first sign that the degens are here. If you don't believe me, you know, mostly January is just a good month for crypto. For no other reason that it's a new year. You know, January this year, look at this. January was huge this year where we recovered off the low. This was Bitcoin doing 40%. January in the bear market of 2022 was a poopy, but there was actually 2 months here where this was the final gasp of NFT mania. If you go back before that, January in 2021 was a good month as well. Had a 40% wick up. You also have January, which was in 2020. This is the Bitcoin halving year. Look at this. This one went up 33% for Bitcoin. And it even continued into Feb. But then you had the zombie virus. You had January back in 2019. Now, this was a poopy one. This is a bear market. But if you go back to the January of 2016, which was the Bitcoin halving year again, it was a sleepy town here. But you can see January, most of the time, things start going pretty good. And I pulled out just a random chart of Matic. Now, Matic did not have a DeFi narrative in 2020 DeFi season. But look at this. Even Matic, I mean, everything went up in January of 2020. This was the Bitcoin halving year. Went up 80% from January and February. If you combine them, then you have the zombie virus and you continue. This is ChainLink back in 2020. ChainLink, here we go. We had a giant plus 58%. And by the end of Feb, it was up 173% just in January and February. So you can see that for some reason, January is great. So you might say, okay, let's just go buy any coin. Well, you can't. You don't even know what's the community going to like. You know, Chainlink here did 173%. Now, we aren't going to know what's going to be the narrative in 2024. It could be something entirely new, but we're going to keep our eyes peeled for them because, you know, there's a difference between, say, Chainlink doing 173% and then, say, Matic doing like 60% or whatever it is. You know, there's a very big difference, and we might be able to sniff out what's growing underneath the surface. Have the entrepreneurs in crypto made anything juicy for us? And what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for some sort of open canvas, an altcoin renaissance, something that was provided by Uniswap, Chainlink, right? You also had Ethereum back in 2016, and then 2012, 2013 were the Bitcoin forks. So these are very special case blue chips. They literally birth a whole new industry sector within crypto when they occur. Because don't lose sight of the truth. The truth is that in crypto, the cycles are very painful. The worst part about crypto, right? It literally, no exaggeration here, it spends 40 months going down. So 3.5 years going down, and then only 6 months going up. That's what we're in for now. So basically, it's only good 15% of the time. This is actually the truth. 6 on 40, it's about 15%-ish. Stock market is inverse. The stock market, instead of... So crypto goes down all the time, but when it goes up, it goes parabolic moonshot. We know this from Metcalfe's law, right? People want to keep joining the network. But the stock market, it goes up like a staircase most of the time. You got your 2%, your 1%, your 3%. Woohoo! And then lose everything. And then you got to get them to print again, and you come back up again. That's a stonks. That's a stonks world. Now, it's easy for us to judge, but I don't think we should, because the stock market is a product of what humans really want. And what do I mean by that? Well, humans, we want stuff to just keep going up. And then once in a while, we'll deal with a bad year, but then keep going up again. With crypto, we are in the wild, wild west. You know, in stocks, the only reason they can actually make the stuff go up most of the time and then drop and keep going up is because of the money printer. That's how they do it. They keep funneling money along the way, and then an exogenous shock comes that's way too overwhelming for their money printer, and then they continue it again. That's the life they live in the stock market world. And you might think, you know what, I like that life. But let me tell you something. That life isn't retiring you in 10 years. Not even close. If you want to do this grandpa, Sleepy Joe, Sleepy Warren Buffett style, good luck. Because you ain't going to make it. Because you still need 10 years of being great before you start to get good. You know why? Because your portfolio could be growing at all like 20, 30% per year. But how much are you starting with? You know, if you got 10 grand and you do Warren Buffett style, and by the way, if you're the greatest investor in the world, you're making 30% per year. All right. Literally. The best in the world, you're making 30% per year. Maybe you make 50% in your first few years because you get some low penny stuff. This is absolutely rubbish. Like if you're starting with 10,000, and let's say you made like 30%, right? 30%. Look at this. After 5 years, your 10K is 37,000. Look at this. This is crazy. Like, yeah, it's compounding. Look how ridiculous this is. This is after 11 to 12 years, friends. You're up to 180 grand from your 10 grand, which is, it's good. It's good, but bro, 13 years? Like, you haven't made it, friends. You can't. It's literally impossible. And by the way, how much have they printed in this time? So you've actually got to like multiply this by 0.7 to go back and maybe give you the correct inflation purchasing power. So you're up to 125K. That's a lot. And by the way, you got to be good. This is the best in the world. So you can't make it with a small amount of money. You're going to have to take high risk. That's it. Crypto provides that opportunity for us. And I really do mean a good opportunity. Because look, in this chart, this is the total 3 index, friends. This is the total 3 index. This is a total altcoin index. I'm going to show you what DeFi season looked like on this chart. It was nothing. Look at this. You have May, June, July, August. The total altcoin index here only went up. It only went up here plus 100% on this chart. This is nothing. So it went from 50 billion to like 100 billion-ish. But during this time, you had insane opportunity in DeFi. Everybody was launching Uniswap tokens. No one knew how Uniswap worked. Everybody was just being mind blown by the Uniswap formula. All this great stuff happened and it was hidden here within the chart. When was the actual big mammoth one? The big mammoth one was when Bitcoin started heading for that all-time high. So if it repeats, and we don't know when, we don't know if it's going to repeat. If it repeats, perhaps sometime in the next 12 to 15 months, we hope sooner rather than later, this altcoin index, it ain't going to be moving too much, but there's going to be a bubbling undertone of some sort of narrative created. Hopefully, could be real world narratives, could be someone invents something, a new way to do something cool. Could be even this social finance. I know everybody's laughing at like friend tech. It could be something like that. You never know. But we've got to be here. But I promise you right now, if you go and tire yourself out by buying on these other altcoins before, you're going to get destroyed, all right? There's going to be 100 people that win. There's going to be 5,000 people that get wrecked. They're not going to have anything left. You know how I know this? Because as ChainLink was doing its big run, this is up 10x, by the way, 1,000%. This is 2020. As ChainLink was doing its run and going up and up and up, DeFi season happened here. This was actually DeFi season peak right here. This thing was DeFi season. I started to learn altcoins using Uniswap. I was watching Sir Ivan the Great on technology, learning about, okay, what's Uniswap, what's going on. As I was learning these, I was messaging out of the goodness of my heart people who I knew got destroyed from 2019. People who were like, doing the wrong type of trading strategy. They just got wrecked. I'm not going to go into that now, but I was messaging him a helping hand. I said, hey man, there's opportunity here. I don't know exactly what we can do, but just come and start learning and so there'll be something. We're going to get better from this. The industry's leveling up. And all of them didn't come in. Why? They were too destroyed. They got absolutely murdered during this period. They bought too many coins. They bought stuff from XRP days in 2017, or they just did leverage trading and they literally had no money and no confidence left. So in your mind, just think about this. Think about Chainlink. Because we were ready to understand what's going on, Chainlink does a 1,000% run. But XRP, for example, remember XRP did 500x in the year 2017. It was at the forefront of everyone's minds because they did a 500x in 1 year. Look what it did in the DeFi year. Look how much it went up. Congratulations. 2x. Barely. By the way, barely. This was a zombie virus. How long did it go up from the zombie? 60%. And then after the crash, it was back down to only 25%. Compare that. Compare a 10x to a 0.25x gain. Just think about this difference. This was Chainlink. This was XRP back then. Chainlink was the DeFi sector. XRP was just something of the old. There were people still waiting for XRP to moon. It did not moon in the DeFi season. Now, those people who had XRP, if they kept an open mind and they were willing to dive in and say, you know what, there's a new narrative coming in here. I'm not going to burn myself out in 2019 and the beginnings of 2020 trying to pick what's going on, right? They would have been able to see it. So I'm not going to let anybody make this mistake again. I'm going to wait and see when something appears. Hasn't appeared yet, you'll know. Because DeFi season ran for 2 to 3 months. Okay, you could see on the back of a big green monthly candle, more coins were erupting, more supply was coming. You could start getting in everywhere. Now, I came in at the very, very end because I didn't know what to do. But I'm not saying DeFi season is coming again. It could be something else, something completely different. The whole point is, if you wear yourself out, you're not even going to have an opportunity to take advantage of it. So where to from here? Well, I can just draw this nice little Ethereum line here that everyone's been drawing. I think it will be fantastic if, I hate these trend lines, friends, who cares, right? It would be fantastic if Ethereum, otherwise known as Methereum, can go back to this $2,500 to $3,500 zone. I think that would boost altcoins significantly. We're going to see a lot of good things come when the prices recover up here. So it's just a matter of time. Hold on tight, friends. Not long to go now. Make sure you like, subscribe, press the bell button, all. Tell mom and dad we do love and appreciate them. We're going to shock the algorithm today. Catch you in the next one.